Hi there, it's me again. I wasn't going to make another video, but I was just watching something on YouTube, and the video's called The Demonic Burning Man and the Antichrist, live with Pastor Joel. Never seen him before, actually, funnily enough, but I just ended up on his video by accident. And he's talking about Burning Man. Now, I was talking about in my at the end of my last video, I said, pray to God, ask for a sign. And I suggest you do. I really suggest you do that. But here's a great sign that I can talk about. That's something that's happened that everyone's heard, well, most people have heard about in the news. Okay, so at the Burning Man festival, it was ruined because of the rain. Okay? And so I'm listening to Joel, Pastor Joel, and he's going on about, what does this Burning Man thing represent? It's a wooden man, a man made of wood, and it's on fire. And you've got all these people around it, taking drugs, having sex, partying in the desert. In the desert. Oh yeah, desert. It's an interesting location to hold their festival, isn't it? Anyway, so he's trying to figure out what it is that it represents. Like, is it like they're basically pretending it's a man, like the president, or some person that they don't like, and they're envisioning that it's that person they don't like is burning. Or is it, like it's symbolic of, passion and fire, it's like, oh, we're all passionate, we're all, indulging in pleasures and this and that, blah de blah de blah. Okay, so it's very interesting because he's trying to think through everything that it could possibly be. And he's basically, he's calling it demonic, and the people who are doing it, they are demon possessed people. They're essentially, what they're trying to do is steal my energy, essentially. That's the main reason it's happening. And it also serves as a sign as well for someone who's listening to me. You can look at it and you can think about it and you can try to understand it. Okay, and I'm going to try to explain this to you. So, how can I best explain this? So, this is going to be interesting. Well, first of all, when I was younger, so like 10, 15, 20 years ago, I was a party animal, I had some girlfriends, I used to go to parties a lot, I used to DJ a bit. I had a bit of a party lifestyle, okay? Now, so you think of Jesus as being, the living waters, right? So 2,000 years ago, Jesus came, I came, and, I was described as the living waters, okay? I had this very strong association with water. But what if I told you this time around, it's actually, really, it's more, my association's going to be more with fire. I mean, this is the thing. That's the thing. We speak the English language, don't we? Most people, it's probably the most commonly used language in the world. I mean, you could argue maybe like, I don't know, Mandarin or some, I don't know. But English, English is it's the most important language in the world, really. It's the most useful one, I suspect, isn't it? Anyway, because so many people around the world speak it. Anyway, Jesus was a carpenter, right? So the statue is made of wood. Okay, that's my first point. Okay, and Jesus said, I am the light of the world, right? And in our language, in English, sun, meaning, Yeah, the Father and there's the Son, right? And then there's also the sun that's in the sky, which is the light of the world. Yeah? The light of the world. There would be no, you know what I mean? It would be a very dark, cold place if that sun wasn't in the sky, right? It comes out amongst the clouds every single day, right? That's what it says in the Bible. You know, it talks about Jesus coming in the clouds, you know, and a cloud can represent many things like cloud computing, the internet. I've explained this in previous videos. But, you know, Jesus is, in a sense, well, that's the thing. I'm the Burning Man. I'm the Burning Man. And, well, as you can see, I smoke, right? But essentially, the sun, the light of the world, is burning. It's a big ball of fire. Okay? And what does fire represent if you think about magic, right? Or people think of fire, you know, think of fire as passion, right? Well, that's the thing, right? And obviously, you know, we think of you know the parable of the wheat and the tares or the chaff, right? You know, the tares or the chaff will be cast into the fire, right? Well, you know, it's a puzzle, and it's a broad, you know, it's not being specific about exactly what's going to happen to every individual person. I mean, it could mean many things, right? And that's why that's why the Bible is written in such a way, you know, because it's well, like I said, you know, it's magic, and it allows for a broad range of different things to happen essentially, but yeah, okay. So the point I wanted to make about it being a sign is that, well, it was raining there. It was ruined by rain. And that's the thing. I'm the Burning Man, I'm the sun, and I'm here to reign. As in, you know, like a king reigns. Yeah? And so, by them being there, and it raining, it's you know, they're basically trying to soak up all my energy. They're trying to, it's a form of witchcraft. Basically, you got all these people, you know, it's actually a very common thing. People, they think in their heads that, you know, well, that's the thing. My thoughts, I'm connected to everyone, whether they're good or evil. My thoughts and actions flows out to everybody, okay? And these people then identify themselves with my energy. You know, like times when I've gone through severe depression, for instance, and everyone else is like starting to feel depressed and they're not quite sure why, but they just say, "Oh, I feel depressed," or something like that. You know, they seem to just, it's like, yeah, people just pick up my energy. Um, it's a bizarre thing, but essentially, people don't recognize what's, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? If you were trying to be, yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. The mind of God is, yeah. If you're a human being, you don't really want to be trying to pass yourself off as God, stealing his ideas and thoughts from him. And the demons, that's what they want. You know, the demons want to impersonate. Okay? I can give loads of examples of that. But, oh, what do I say now? Anyway, that was just a quick note, okay? But essentially, yeah. Time is very short, I would say. I couldn't give you any specific days or times when exactly things are going to happen, but we're getting there. We're getting there. My suggestion, isn't it interesting how he labels the Burning Man as the Antichrist? I mean, really, it's just all these people who are trying to be God. They're the Antichrists. They're the men of lawlessness, right? You can apply the man of lawlessness term to many men, many people. Yeah, I mean, technically, I guess you could say I'm a man of lawlessness too, because I can do what I like. And that's the thing, that's why so many people, that's the thing, demons, they want to be in my energy. If you watch the music videos, the rap artists and stuff like that, they're all trying to be in my energy. Why do you think they wear a crucifix around their neck? It's witchcraft, they're not really Christians. They're not followers of Christ. They're trying to steal the light. They want to be the star when they're not. Stardom is well, that's the thing. All these people, they want to be in the light and they want to shine bright. And for most of them, the vast majority of them, it's a huge mistake they're going to have to pay for, however they end up paying for it. Yeah. So, yeah. Isn't it interesting? Jesus, the light of the world, he comes back and not one person wants to pay any attention to him. Well, pretty much, right? That's pretty much how it is. That's how the world is operating. And God's wrath is, well, it will be just. It will be just. And I know it will be. Anyway, the demonic Burning Man. Well, I told you I'm basically, I'm here to be basically badass Jesus. I'm here to, all these guys, they're like, oh yeah, they all have these ideas of what's cool, what makes a man, and and they're all trying to, have sex with as many women as possible, and this and that, right? And it puffs up their minds, it makes them feel, better. They're like vampires, right? They've sucked a load of energy, right? They're looking who they can suck blood out of, right? They're like vampires, narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, right? Well, I'm basically here to give them a taste of their own medicine, right? The people who love me, I'm not going to be doing that to them. But the vast majority of human beings, well, there you go. What else, that's what I'm here for. Anyway, yeah, if you want to tell me that's demonic, well, Jesus said, vengeance is mine. What did you think he was going to do? Come back and kiss their butts? And say, oh, please love me. Come on, snap out of it. Stop believing that rubbish. Really. Really. You think about it, right? God, go read the Old Testament. Look at all the destruction. Look at, God's wrath. He made it known to people that he's capable of doing it. We're just going, well, here we go. Here we go. All this terrible stuff's happening in the world. It's just, you're seeing extreme weather, fires, people are being, people are being You know, they're bringing in all these laws. You can't say this. You can't say that. You know, they can try all that stuff against me, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I don't have to say, you know, well, I can just say, hey, this is me. And, you know, you see, you know, the most terrible things happen when you switch on your television. And I'm like, see, I told you that was going to happen. You want to listen to me yet? You know, we could just keep going around in that until people get the message, essentially. But how exactly things are going to work? Well, how things will happen, or what's going to happen, I couldn't possibly tell you. My father does things his way, right? And I'm here to put out these messages, okay? So anyway, I think I covered what I was wanting to say there, okay? I am the Sun King, okay? The Sun King. The Sun King. Yeah. And yeah, this time round, you know, things are going to be different. You know, if people want to hate on me because they disagree with it, well, you know, I'm trying to explain it as best as I can. That's really all I can do. You know, well, that's the thing, right? King of Kings. I'm here to take over the world. You know, things will progress. Things, you know, I'm not gonna. I can't explain, you know, what the next 5 years or 10 years or 20 years or 50 or 100 or 1,000 years, how exactly it's going to look like and how things are going to change. You know, I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, read your Bible, right? That's another interesting thing. Well, I said that if you watched any of my previous videos, I said that my mother was Satan, very possessed. Well, yeah. Well, this is the thing, right? She was bisexual, and she was a Taurus. Her star sign was Taurus, so you could say she was a bi-bull, a bi-bull. Okay. It's a form of energy stealing. You see, everyone, you know, I love my Bible. I love my Bible. Bible, Bible, Bible. I mean, where did that word come from exactly? You know? Talking about, well, there. And then there was Baal, or Baal, right? Oh, yeah, and you think about the Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel. You know, it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. I should explain something about myself. It's not something I'm very comfortable talking about. It's a bit embarrassing, but people, you know, I grew up in the gay capital of the UK. So the golden calf thing. Okay, so in Spanish, you know, you got the bullfighters in Spain, right? You got the bullfighters. In Spanish, you would call a bull toro. Toro. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, the thing is about, yeah, I have a torn O, if you hear what I'm saying, alright? I have a torn O. You know what an O looks like, right? Yeah? Yeah. So, you know, things happened to me when I was younger, basically. And so I have a Toro. And so the golden calf, the bull, Baal, it's an energy stealing thing, you know? So, I smoke, I breathe fire like a dragon, yeah? Also, the sun, the burning man, right? I have a Taureau, yeah? Yeah, I mean, you have to understand all the stuff that the world does, all these crazy things that people do. Yeah, there's sort of who I am, it reflects in everything, okay? There's like all this energy stuff going on, okay? It's all this transferring of energy from me to people and from people to me. That's why I'm called the Word, the Sun, the light of the world. The Bible describes me in so many ways. And that's why, it's all magical power. It makes me very powerful. It makes me very powerful, and it just means that people cannot compete with that magic. There's one me on this planet, and then there's other, it's like almost 8 billion other people. I gotta compete with that many, Yeah, it's a lot of magic. Anyway, I think I've done explaining what I was going to say. Okay, I'll just leave it there. Okay, see you later.